Are we live?
Guys, welcome to Italian Football TV. Feels like a long time since we've spoken to you. Too long in fact.
I think the last time was when Italy beat Austria.
That was a stressful one.
It was very stressful.
We haven't created too much video content leading up to it. We've been saving it and we've been dabbling. We've obviously been watching the Euros. We've been seeing everything that's been happening. Tomorrow, of course, we will be live for Italy against Belgium quarterfinals. But before we do that, we had to, of course, come on and talk about the match. Talk a little bit about the Euros, of course, and a little bit about the match. Because this is probably this is the biggest match since Italy against Germany at Euro 2016 in the semifinals. It's been a long time since we've played against a really tough opponent in a high-stakes match. Our last game against Austria, and what's really funny is that perspective is so important, where our last match against Austria, I watched back some of our watch-along, and we definitely lost our mind. We were, like, extremely critical with the team. We've always taken the position we're harder on our team than we are anything else, and I know people were upset with how hard we were on the team. But looking back and looking at the top teams, the teams that were all favored, and how many of them have gone out, with these smaller nations, as people would like to say, kind of puts into perspective things. But either way, we're playing against Belgium, who are one of the favorites for the tournament. They're going to be a great opposition, a team who we did play in 2016, a little bit of a different squad. They feel like they do have more momentum now. But we need to go out there and give our absolute all. There's a lot of talk about De Bruyne not being there, Hazard not being there. None of that is true. It's not true that they are not going to be there.
They flew with the team, by the way.
It's 50-50. The Roberto Martinez has said it's 50-50. And I'm going to say I think he's playing mind games. Personally, it's just my idea.
It's
and then my dad
possible.
told me the same thing, and I was like, you know what? I kind of think the same exact thing. My opinion.
I mean, to give some context, there was a journalist that was covering the Belgian national team, and he said for the warm-ups, they only let the journalists in for the first 15-minute warm-ups, and after that, the journalists had to leave. And that journalist reported that at the time, Hazard or De Bruyne wasn't at the warm-ups, but then after 15 minutes, who knows what could have happened.
Exactly.
So this could have very well be a mind game just to knock off Mancini and be like, okay, they're thinking we're not playing De Bruyne, and switch up the schemes and all the game plans for that game. So anything, I feel like it could be a double mind game. It could be like we're doing this so they could think it, but they're actually not playing.
For me, it shouldn't matter. We go out there, you expect the best players to play.
Okay,
expect it so that you're not surprised. And I don't think Mancini will let this get to his team as well. I think it's just a little bit of a nuance. Personally, I think probably Hazard will not be there, but I'm expecting KDB to be there for sure. Either way, I don't care who plays because we have to go out there and we have to win. Let's talk about Italy's 11, who's expected to start. I've got the probables right now. Of course, keep in mind we're about almost exactly 24 hours from kickoff. Things can still change. I'll let you know the two positions that might change. Of course, 4-3-3, Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Chiellini, and Spinazzola out of the back. Midfield 3 is where people are going to start getting pissed. Barella, Jorginho, and Verratti. And up top, Chiesa replaces Berardi with Immobile and Insigne. Let's break it down from the defense first. Chiellini gets a start over Acerbi, most likely. That is still the toss-up right now, if Chiellini is going to be healthy enough to start. Personally, if Chiellini took the press conference today, I think Chiellini is going to be the starter. We need Chiellini back. I also was not a fan of the way that Acerbi played against Austria. I thought he looked too shaky out of the back with the ball at his feet at times. And I think that Chiellini would be better also because him and Bonucci have a track record against Lukaku. So I'm happy with that, which I think you agree with.
Yeah, the track record, I'll say quickly, Lukaku hasn't scored in the 4 games that he faced Bonucci and Chiellini for a club and country, which is a huge stat.
And up top, let's talk about the change. Chiesa for Domenico Berardi. Again, this is one of the other toss-ups that the media is saying, Sky Sport Italia is saying, could it be changed? Chiesa, who obviously got that goal that really helped, burst our victory against Austria, which was super crucial and super important. I agree with this again. You have to give credit to your players that perform. I think Chiesa's also got the character more so than Berardi, and there was even an interview when they interviewed Chiesa afterwards, they asked him about his goal, and he said, I stayed calm, cool, collected. He goes, in that position, sometimes you just want to volley it because you're having fun. Yeah. And it made me think about when Berardi just did his scissor kick where he probably could have controlled the ball. I think he's got a cooler head, and I think it's also a good message because Chiesa should have been brought on earlier. He absolutely should have been brought on earlier. Putting him in the 84th minute was a mistake. I know it worked out in the end, but guess what? Maybe if you did it earlier, maybe we actually wouldn't have had to go to extra time. Water under the bridge. I don't care. What I'm saying is that Chiesa should start over Verratti.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that, and I agree, obviously, with Chiellini. Chiellini is the captain of the team. He's a leader. He orchestrates a whole team. 100% needed. He's a winner. The only change I'd make is I still prefer Locatelli over Verratti. I think seeing Verratti play that safe defensive football, passing back, lateral, and not really breaking the lines, I feel like we need the energy of Locatelli, who, to me, it seems like he's not scared to go forward, to attack. He covers more ground. He isn't as defensive, and I think that's something that you need. He's unpredictable. A factor, I feel like Verratti is very predictable, and in a game like this, a decisive goal, something that Locatelli could pull out of his sleeve, will be so decisive. But, him coming off the bench, which is also good, is also great. I don't want to criticize Mancini too much because he's done a fantastic job thus far.
But again, I mean, I think it's fine to criticize. It's not saying we love Mancini. We love what he's done. We're so
last
happy.
game was a little. No, I was like, bruh.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like nobody's untouchable. Like the moment that somebody becomes untouchable, there's criticism for every single person in life. Even if you're, nobody's perfect. So I'm not saying that. I hope we learned from it. But the question of Locatelli or
Verratti.
By the way, Chiesa, for the last thing, I know people keep saying, oh yeah, but Chiesa's explosives off the bench. He could pull some stuff off the bench. But guess what? Why don't you use that same argument to say Berardi? It could go in the reverse. So I don't like that argument. Anyway, Locatelli versus Verratti. Personally, I think that this has been a little bit overplayed. I think the criticism of Verratti has been drastic, ridiculous to an extent. Do I understand if you want to play Locatelli? Absolutely. I'm not saying that Locatelli should not start. What I'm saying is that people took Verratti's match as so much worse than I personally think it was. Whereas if in the first half, which we were not poor in the first half against Austria, if our attackers put the ball in the way that they were supposed to, Verratti was playing balls in. If they put the ball in, we look at this as a completely different game. For me, it was more so the three up front that were not performing rather than the midfield. So to say that, I'm not saying that it was an incredible match from them, but what I'm saying is the midfield was the least of the problems. And I understand the aspect that Locatelli could break the lines and go forward and shoot. Absolutely. You're 100% right. And I understand the logic behind that. My thing is more so that whether Verratti or Locatelli starts, I'm not bothered by it. I'm happy with either one because I think they're both so good. What I'm bothered by is that we need our three up front. Number one, Chiesa needs to be starting. And number two, Insigne and Immobile need to step up.
They got to wake
match.
up. Yeah.
You need one opportunity. You need to put the ball in the back of the net. It's absolutely unacceptable at this point where we're getting to this level that we need to see them. And again, we've given them the benefit of the doubt. This is the team. This is our squad. We will support them until we die, until we go out, which hopefully never happens. I will give my all and I will continue pushing forward for them. But there needs to be a testament of character. I hope they went back, they watched that performance, and they said, we can and must do better. We are Italy. We need to go into these moments with character. We need to see the 4 World Cups that we have on our shoulders and not see it as a burden, as a, oh my God, there's so much pressure. It's no. I've gotten to this point. Let me create this legacy for them. Whereas I feel like with them two specifically, it kind of cripples them. It's like pressure. When you get pressure, is it going to crush you or is it going to make you even better?
It's mentality.
And we need to make them even better now more than ever. And what I'll say is, just to conclude on this, is that Belgium and England are the two favorites to go on and win this tournament. They've been favorites to win this tournament. This game is so crucial. And of course, anything could happen. If this Euro taught us anything, it's that these smaller nations are making the upsets and no game is destined. But I think that if the winner of this match will go to the final, and I think the winner of this match has a very good chance to win it all because both teams are so evenly matched that it gives you that momentum to really push forward and gives you that spirit to win. We have to win.
Yeah, okay.
We have to win at all costs. We have to beat Belgium. I just don't feel in my heart is not telling me that this is the end of the journey for us. This team feels united. And look how France went out. Look how France went out to Switzerland. It makes me feel that the most united team in this Euros is going to win. France was not united at all. Players fighting, Mbappe, Giroud were fighting. Rabiot's mother was fighting with the thing. The team didn't look like they were united for each other. If there's one, maybe we don't have the most skill at the Euros, but I feel like we have the best group. And I hope we put that on display, because if we do, we can truly go far in this tournament.
No, Mar, I 100% agree with most parts you said. I just want to talk about just some stuff that I feel like I'm going to read Belgium's probable based on the newspapers. You know, as it's no. I think we should read just to say. Just because we got to base it off the newspapers saying that De Bruyne and Hazard's most likely not going to start, because we can't just assume they are. But the reports
assume that they're going to start.
I'm just going to read what
better. It's way better to think like that than assume that they're not.
But I'm just going to read their lineup.
Go ahead.
And just, you know,
let
it percolate in your head. See what you think. They've been playing with a 3-4-3 formation with Courtois, Alderweireld, Vermaelen, who plays in Japan, by the way, Vertonghen, Meunier, Tielemans, Witzel, Thorgan Hazard, and the top three, Mertens, Lukaku, and Carrasco.
We'll have to be careful with Lukaku. Of course, Lukaku knows our team very well. He's been one of the probably players of, I mean, he's been a fantastic player this entire season. Him and De Bruyne are the keys to the match. I think that if we stop De Bruyne, if we can minimize De Bruyne, and we can minimize Lukaku, or even one or the other, I think we could actually cripple Belgium. The rest of the players, while Thorgan Hazard is better than even Eden, I would say that they're not as much of a threat. And if we do stop them, I think we'll stop the fluidity in Belgium.
That's fair. I mean, listen, out of two of the three of the positions there, I think Italy excel in two of them. In the midfield, I feel like the way Italy's been playing in the group stage, yeah, you could say they're smaller teams, but they really held so much more possession. And to be honest, regardless if De Bruyne's going to play tomorrow, I do feel like they're going to continue playing that possessive style game. And I do feel like Belgium's going to go on that counter-attacking game. I just think that's how it's going to go about. But for the most part, I feel like the attack line of Italy could score against that midfield, against that defense.
Well, that I don't know about.
Why don't you think that?
I mean, to be honest, I really don't care who's playing on Belgium. To be honest, I have only focused on myself, because I feel like Italy's the team that if we lose, it's really going to be on us. Of course, the opposition is going to be good, but if we play our game, I truly believe that we could beat every single team in this tournament. It's if we do show up. So whoever plays, I don't even care about the names. I'm focused on us. Are we going to show up? Is Insigne going to be pushing forward? Does Immobile have the burning fire in his eyes to put the ball in the back of the net? Because our midfield is going to create chances. Our defense is going to stay solid. I think that all those things will happen. It's how we'll take advantage of the moments. This Euros has been decided on moments. It's about that. It's about being concentrated for 95 minutes until that whistle is blown. So the character of the team will be tested. Prediction? Give me your prediction, Mike.
My prediction, I think Italy's going to show up. I think Chiellini's going to have one of the matches of his lives. He's going to hold Lukaku well. I feel like the midfield's going to ball out. And I feel like the midfield's going to bail out the attack. I feel like the midfield's going to run the show.
Give me your prediction, Mike.
They better watch out for Lukaku. I think it's going to end up like the last game. I think Italy's going to win 2-0.
I'm feeling actually similar vibes. And I know I see the comments I've seen on social media. Everybody loves Belgium. Everybody thinks Belgium is going to win. Personally, I think Italy will win. Again, it's just the feeling inside of me that I don't think we're destined to go out of the tournament. Of course, Belgium can win. They're a fantastic team. If we don't show up, they will absolutely make us pay. I was feeling 2-0 or 2-1. I was kind of on those vibes. I'm a little bit on the fence. I'll go 2-0 just to feel good. I was feeling like the same vibes of the last match. And we need to do this. There's zero excuse in the world. And one other thing, if we talk about some of the teams that are out of this tournament, like we said, number one, no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to say there was one thing I was going to say. I'm going to save that. Okay. When France went out, which there's some French that said we were playing against bad teams in the opening matches, and I was one included saying that we were playing against smaller teams. Looks like the smaller nations are harder than some of the bigger nations, whereas we beat Switzerland 3-0. They got knocked out by Switzerland. Mm-hmm. While it's different, a knockout match is very different. than a group stage match. At the end of the day, it was still the same 11 players or similar 11 players. Which goes to say that it has to humble us down where anyone could knock us out. But I think it was a good rude awakening considering that we struggled against Austria. Many people were like, all right, that's really not Italy anymore. Look, they're not going to be able to challenge. Whereas teams like France, guess what? They got crippled by that. Portugal as well. Portugal against, who did they get knocked out to? Belgium. It was Portugal versus Belgium.
Yeah, 1-0.
Portugal were not able to put the ball in the back of the net. Germany went out against England. Spain, by the the luck of the draw, they were able to actually stay in.
Against Croatia.
They were very lucky.
Dude, they conceded 2 goals
to be able to do that.
That's crazy.
And listen, the group of death, everybody's gone. So everyone who thought that they knew what was going to happen, most of those teams are gone. And it should be a motivation for us. There is zero reason for Italy to not go on and win it anymore. When we had France in it, we all predicted France was going to win because, of course, they were the champions, right? You would have been able to say, all right, France win, they beat Italy. Okay, listen, on paper, they're the best team. Now, it feels like the playing field is level.
It's up for grabs.
This is who wants it more.
For sure.
It's who's going to be the most united. Who's going to sacrifice the most. Who's got the country on their back and wants to bring home this Euro because it's been a Euro that we've lacked for way too long. The Italian fans, we see it. We feel it on social media. We see your comments. We're dying for a trophy. And I feel like this is the moment we need to go on. We need to knock Belgium out and not let anything else stop us. I predict England versus Italy final.
England versus Italy? Okay, so since there's some comments about it, let's quickly go for the other one. Switzerland versus Spain.
I'll say Spain.
Spain? I'll say Switzerland. Ukraine, England? England and Czech, Denmark. I think Denmark too. Denmark surprised me. But
so who's the final?
It's good.
England.
No, I don't think England's
Denmark?
going. I'm saying Denmark, Italy.
Okay.
I think Italy's gonna win it at the end.
Guys, let us know down below your thoughts. Make sure you like this video, you subscribe. Get ready for tomorrow. We have a very special. I can tell them, our guys.
Should we give a hint? Let's not give it. Why?
I think we should say.
Why?
Because if you're watching live right now, you kind of deserve to know. We need them to give them a reason.
give a very good hint.
Okay.
A very good. I'll give you a second.
We have a.
Wait, you need a second because I have a quote over here.
He's a pro player.
Pro player, yeah. And
his grandfather is one of the most successful
and important
figures in Italian football history that was not a player. And he's from...
Oh, sorry, he's giving too much.
Where's the jersey over here? We don't have the jersey over here?
Do we have
one of the Milan clubs.
Okay, that's
one of the Milan clubs.
Those are some juicy hints.
You have to figure it out.
Oh,
we were with him in New York the other day.
Yeah.
And he's coming by tomorrow.
Everyone's gonna start. We're not gonna say who it is, but I want to see some players.
He's gonna watch the game with us.
Also, by the way, Mourinho said since Portugal's out, he's rooting for Italy. He also said Italy versus England final would be perfect. So we got the special one voting for that Azzurri, which is pretty good, I think, right?
I don't know. I don't. To be honest, I don't care about these.
So it's like Cassano.
No, it's not Cassano. Cassano's a player. This guy was not a player. I don't think he was a player. He's not known for being a player at all. He's known for the complete opposite. High level.
Oh, people are giving guesses right now.
Not a player. Not a player. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
We ready?
Let's
You
go.
feeling good?
I feel good.
Let's go.
I feel good. We're gonna have all the boys here. Get ready. Tune in early. Forza Italia. Let us know your predictions.
Guys.
Let us know who's
Forza
gonna go through the
Azzurri.
rest of who's gonna go through for the rest of the brackets. As always, we'll talk to you soon.
Also, by the way, if you're watching this, screenshot it, post it on IG stories, tag us, and we'll repost everyone.
Not one person has gotten it, by the way.
No, right?
Not one person. None of you guys have gotten it. No, Sylvester Stallone. What are you talking about? That would be nice, though.
That would be
all right,
good.
guys. We'll see you soon.
Ciao, guys.